Everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you stopped by today because today is a giveaway day. Now, today is not the giveaway day, but today I'm announcing the next giveaway. Plus, we're going to plant some stuff out. Plus, we're going to take a look around the garden and see what has been popping and what's been going on for the last 7 days because I've actually been out of town. I'm back home now. And so you and I are going to go around the garden together and see what we see and see what needs to be done. And I'm sure the list is long. So if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you will stick around. I hope that you will even subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe now in faith because I think that you're going to love this content, love this channel, love the energy, and love everything that I'm teaching on this channel. It is simply talking about my journey as a gardener. Literally, y'all, 5 years ago, I had never put my hands in dirt. Now I'm going into my 6th year gardening, and all I do is I share my journey, my wins, my losses, the things that I've learned. If you've been here since the beginning, you've seen how I've progressed over time and how I continue to learn, how I continue to show up and teach you what I know, and then I also learn from you guys. So I hope that you want to be a part of this community. And if you've been a part of this community, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you because you guys are here. Guess what? Y'all, we hit 25,000 on the channel. Yes. Oh my goodness, y'all. 25,000 subscribers. My heart is so happy. I just want to say thank you so much for rocking with me, for showing up for me. Y'all, I cannot tell you how much that means to me. I started this channel literally, y'all, 4 years ago because I just wanted a place that was safe, where people could come to and not feel judged and get all the answers they need in a very simple way. I hope that I've done that. And it amazes me how 25,000 of you have chosen to follow and subscribe to this channel. So thank you so much, y'all. It is hot, number one. Now, I just came back from Houston, Texas. If you didn't see my visit in Houston, please go back and look at the video. Last week, I went and toured one of Houston's plant nurseries. I absolutely loved it. Y'all know I was in Orlando about 2 or 3 months ago. I toured a plant nursery there. I'm not gonna tell you which one I like better. No, let's not start a state war, okay? We're not gonna have a state war between Florida and Texas. Yeah, I don't even know why I brought that up. Let's not go there. Okay, but anyway, I have been gone for 7 days. I have not seen my garden. I have not tended to my garden. The garden has been on autopilot. When my son was here, he was taking care of everything as much as he could. But y'all, you know how it is when you've been gone. First of all, somebody need to come cut this grass. It's looking quite wild out here. Y'all, the grass is high because my husband and I were gone. And so, you know, things just don't happen when you're gone. You know, you got to have a lot of maintenance going on. But y'all, it's hot. I have waited until I couldn't wait anymore. It is actually like 5:30 in the evening, and it's still hot. The sun is still beaming. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. Yeah, it's hot. And so let's just walk around and see how things are going. I am going to explain to you the giveaway. That's going to be a little bit later in the video when we actually get down there to the product that I'm going to be giving away. So hang on as I go over the giveaway for sure. But let me show you what I did while I was gone for the last 7 days. It was a little risky, but I did it and I think it worked okay. So let me show you. Okay, y'all, you see, these are all of my plants right here. Yes, I pulled them all out of my house and left them here for the week while I was gone. All 1,200 of them. I sure did. Let me tell you why I did it, why it was risky, and how it all worked out. Okay, y'all, the sun is so bright, it is hard for me to find a space to even stand without a whole lot of squinting. But basically, one of these shelves was in my sunroom. One of these shelves was in my house. And so my husband and my son buckled up and they brought them outside for me while I was gone. So the reason why I did that is so that my son would have an easier time to water them and to tend to them while I was gone. Now, you know, your children are going to do what you ask, right? But I'll just be honest, nobody's going to take care of your plants like you're going to take care of your plants. Like, even when I'm gone and my husband is here, he does what he can. But when I come back, I'm like, you missed this, you missed that. Come on, you know. And so they do the best that they can. And so I was trying to make it as easy as possible for my son so that after he got off work, he could come in and tend to the plants without trying to use the sprayer. Because once you guys know that I have an automatic, not an automatic sprayer, but a pump sprayer that I love that works really, really well. But at this point in the season, when the plants get so tall and so high, it is very hard to keep them moist, right? It's very hard to keep them from drying out, and the spray just don't cut it. Sometimes, and again, at this stage, I'm usually taking trays at least every other day to the kitchen sink and watering them and putting them back on the shelf, just because the sprayer is not getting it enough when they get this big. Well, I knew that trying to get my son to do 40-50 trays coming to the kitchen sink and putting them back, that was not going to be the move for 7 or 8 days. And so we brought them out here so that he could just take the hose pipe and just water them each day. And then they will also be able to get sun. Now, where it is on the patio, it is sun and shade. Right now, it's heavy sun. But I would say when we left it, it seemed like it was more shady. But you can see that the seedlings, they still look great. They still look great. They're ready to go in the ground for sure. But overall, they are looking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, the reason why this was risky is because 3 of the nights that I was gone, the temperature dipped down to between 42 and 48. But the other alternative was to leave them in the house. And that just was not a good alternative with me being gone so long. And at this stage of the game where the seedlings were, if I had less seedlings, if they were smaller, much easier to maintain. And so it was a little risky because ideally you don't want them to experience those temperatures. Like for peppers, you want your nighttime temperatures to be 55 and above. For tomatoes, you want them to at least be 50 and above. That is ideal. But I had to work with less than ideal conditions. And y'all, I was a little nervous. But let me tell you something. Before I left, I was fretting. But y'all, look at this. Look at these peppers. They happy. They are happy, okay? They are happy. I was fretting before we left because I'm thinking, man, you know, you've invested so much time, energy, and money. I'm like, the last thing I need is for my plants to not survive and to not make it. And because it's going to be 3 days. Now, I do have some plants in the greenhouse and some tomatoes again. But in the greenhouse, because it's protected, it's not getting the wind, then I'm not as concerned about the temperatures being like 42, 45. But let me tell you what happened. Before I left, I prayed. And I heard the Lord, the Holy Spirit. He was like, I can take care of this. I am the master gardener, okay? I created the seed. I created the life in the seed. Like, this is what I do. So if you think that I cannot keep your plants alive while you going to Texas to go do something for me, then something's not right with your faith, okay? That's exactly, I mean, in layman's terms, that's what happened. But the Holy Spirit just impressed me to stop worrying, to pray, and to leave it at the altar, okay? Now, I'm not going to go into a whole devotional, but I want to share this because I think sometimes you have to get to the point where you know you have done all that you can do. And especially when it comes to the garden. He is the master gardener. He understands soil. He understands the science of soil. He understands all of it because he created it. And so him keeping my little plants alive is a light thing. And let me tell you, it's a light thing because I came back and my plants are fine. Now, you may say, or I may even tell you that sometimes when you're planting or having your stuff out at the temperatures at 40, 45 to 50, not ideal. It will stunt the growth. Meaning it's going to grow slower and all of that. That's okay. That's okay. I have a long growing season, so it's going to be just fine. But I just want to give you that praise report that all is well, okay? All is well with that. So I'm going to water, and let me show you the green stalks. Let me show you that before I water. So all the green stalks out here are looking great. No issues. I watered everything except this one right here, but everything looks good. Everything is growing nicely. Look at that tomato. You can see it's growing very well. No issues there. These are the tomatoes that you and I planted together before I left. They are all looking great. I'm going to fertilize in the morning. I try to fertilize my green stalks once every couple of weeks. But you can see all of that is looking fantastic. And then look at my strawberries. We planted these together before I left. They were bare root. And now I have green on like 95% of them. They're looking really, really good. So once I finish watering behind the house, I come down to the hot tunnel and I water the stuff here. And you'll hear me talk about it a little bit later. Even though the stuff is on drip in the raised beds, it's coming on twice a day because it's beginning to be so hot in the tunnel, especially since we don't have the shade cloth back on yet. I am just taking an opportunity to go ahead and just give it a good watering and soaking while I have the hose pipe. But for the most part, you'll see, we'll kind of go around and do a quick tour. Everything is looking pretty good, but I'll kind of go through each bed in detail and show you what I'm seeing in terms of how things have grown or not grown since I've been gone for the last 7 days. But as always, it feels so good to be back home. I think there comes a time in every gardener's life where you need a break from your garden. And there's also times when you're like, you cannot wait to see your garden. You miss your garden. And you know what? Both can be true. You can need a break and you can miss it all in the same week and sometimes all in the same day. I'm definitely feeling the pressure of evicting all of these plants out of my house and getting them to their rightful place. But y'all, I will tell y'all, I looked at the weather while I was in Houston. I looked at the weather for my area and I saw a night where it's going to be 39 degrees over the next few days. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, our estimated last frost date was April the 20th. And even though 39 is not frost, 39 is a bit low for me to put my plants outside. Now, the weather forecast is continuing to change, so we're going to see what happens over the next few days. But y'all, I'm so ready to put these plants in the ground, and I'm sure if you still have plants in your house, you are ready too. And for those of you who are ahead of us, I'm happy for you. Okay, y'all, now we're in the hot tunnel. Things are looking good out here. I'm very, very pleased. One of the things that we did before we left is that my husband got the drip working in here. I mean, turned back on. He inspected all the lines and fixed anything that was broken, and then we turned the drip on, and I can tell a major difference with the drip on. I also fertilized for the first time this season. I haven't fertilized since probably October-ish, November, whenever it got cold. Haven't fertilized since then. So we did one fertilization before we left. I can tell the difference. My plants are looking so good. It's one thing about drip, because it's continuous and because it's a set schedule, you don't have to worry about, okay, if I forget to come out here and water manually, it's going to water. And right now I have it coming on twice a day for 30 minutes. Once in the morning and once in the evening. We'll adjust that schedule once the summer actually gets rolling and it's hotter and all that. But because it's so hot right now in the tunnel, because we don't have the shade cloth on, I'm doing it twice a day, and because a lot of these are new seedlings. So I'm really pleased with how everything is looking. I will do, well, let me take you around. I'll give you a quick little garden tour and show you how things are progressing. So this first bed is doing good. You can see that I have chive blossoms. And y'all, let me know, can I do something with these blossoms? I think you can make vinegar, which I don't know that I'm interested in making chive vinegar. I don't know what I would do with that. But let me know once they blossom. I can still harvest the chives, I'm assuming, because I don't remember getting blossoms last year. I think it's the first time, and they were prettier before I left. But they're all kind of like dying right now. So let me know what I'm supposed to do with these chive blossoms. But also, you can see my spinach has come back. Remember, we did a big harvest of spinach before we left. And you can tell, y'all, it is trying to go to seed just because the temperatures are heating up. And so it doesn't like the hot temperatures. It prefers cool temperatures. So I'm going to harvest this one more time. And y'all, I hate to pull it up, but she's probably going to have to go just because she's not going to be able to withstand these high temperatures in here. It's getting like 90 something degrees here, but she's looking good. And again, I chopped this all the way down before I left, and it was looking like this before I left, and it still tasted good because I ate it before I left. It was still tasting good. So as long as I can get it before it goes bitter, then I think we'll be to the good. But I am going to harvest this. But all along the garden, wherever the spinach is looking just like that. Okay, so this is my potato bed. So remember, I was concerned about my potatoes. So in the middle, you can see they have shot up like nobody's business. And then on the side, I have one showing up there and then one back there. But all the stuff in between has not come up. And I'm not sure why at all. Then on this side, I see some popping up right there. And then I have one there and one there. So I'm not going to plant anything else in here. I'm going to give it some space. Unless I plant something small like in between these rows. I have to look and see what else goes well with potatoes. I know that carrots and potatoes, not carrots and potatoes, onions and potatoes, I think do well together. But I don't have any more onions, and it's a little bit too late for me to start those. So I don't know, but I want to fill up this bed with something. So we'll see how that goes. This bed here, you can see the cilantro has just shot up. And again, it's trying to go to seed, and I haven't even had a chance to really harvest it all. But when it starts to get real tall like this, and let me see if it has a little white flower. Yep, here's one right here. It's trying to go to seed, and it's just because it's warm in here. Nothing else. And again, I haven't had even a good harvest of it. I am going to harvest this and chop it down some more. But yeah, our onions are looking good. We planted some onions along the edge of the bed. I planted some peppers before I left. Those are looking okay. Y'all, look at my snap peas. Somebody say we about to go through the meadows. We are about to go through the meadows, y'all. They are flowering. Look at this. That means peas are on the way. Now, they're taller than I imagined. Because remember, I don't have a trellis in this bed. Because the variety said it was like a bush. But that don't look like a bush. So if you're new here, the inside joke is this. Is that I've never grown sugar snap peas. I don't even know that I like them. I've had them like in an Asian dish, and I don't take them off my plate. I eat them, so I guess I like them. But I've never grown them. I've never bought them. I've never made them. But I see all the gardeners and homesteaders out here walking through the meadows, eating their sugar snap peas, feeding it to their dogs, barefoot walking through the meadow. And so, y'all, I want to walk through the meadow. So that's why this year we planted some sugar snap peas, and we're gonna see if they're just as good as y'all. I mean, because all I see is like, oh my God, these are so sweet. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to see. We're going to find out in just a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay. Stay tuned. Let me show you how everything else is going before I get off on a tangent about these sugar snap peas. Okay. Now the other side, doing good. This is my oregano. It is out of control. I chopped this back 2 weeks ago. And oregano spreads, it's better to have it in a container. I don't even use that much oregano. But here I got some more spinach here. But y'all, look at my Dino kale. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. So excited. I did this late in the season. So it's just now growing. But y'all, when I left, it was tiny. And now look at her. Oh my goodness. Love. So I will be harvesting that. We have a potato right here growing. We have some potatoes that are popped up right here. Again, y'all, that wasn't here before I left. And then along the border, we have some flowers and things like that. And of course, the snapdragon is still doing her thing. And then we have a small cabbage here. And this can be actually harvested. It's a small one. And we can go ahead and take that one out. It's the last cabbage of the season. This bed here, you can see more spinach, and the seed is getting tall. It's trying to go to seed. So I need to harvest all that and get what I can. But y'all, look at my new trellis. I'm in love with this trellis. So this is, I think they call it an obelisk trellis. That's the shape of it. But I have a tomato plant growing. Look, y'all, she was like half this size when I left. She's up over the first tier. So I love this, and I'm thinking about getting another one of these to go across in that bed there. Obviously, I'll wait till the potatoes are done so I can put something around it. Like maybe cucumbers can grow up the trellis or something like that. So that is nice. Calendula popping. Look at that. This is actually from the fall. So she came back. She was looking tattered, but now she's looking green again and putting on bunches of blooms. As you can see, we still have open spaces to fill in as we start to plant out the summer garden. This bed here, y'all, look at this rosemary. Just going nuts. Tons and tons of rosemary. We chopped down the lettuce before we left. It has grown back beautifully. Again, so far so good. I need to harvest that, so obviously it won't go to seed too fast. Oh, I smell rosemary now because I put my hands on it. It smells so good. More spinach. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at here. Our first pepper. Do you see that? Let me tell you about this pepper. So here's the deal with the pepper, y'all. So that pepper is a jalapeno pepper, and I did it as an experiment. So I actually bought that as a plant start, and I put it out here in, I want to say in March. I think it was like March the 10th, March 15th. So it's been in there for like 6 weeks. So I was testing it because obviously I don't normally plant my peppers out this early. And again, I wanted to see what it would do with the temperature fluctuations, the temperature changes, all of that good stuff, and with it not being quote unquote ready for the summer. Now, because it's in a high tunnel, I usually plant my high tunnel out maybe about 3 weeks before I plant my outside garden. But this was even earlier because I wanted to see would it work. And y'all, that pepper has grown. It has been out here. Again, it's been 40 degrees. It's been all kinds of different fluctuations. And so remember how I talked about at the beginning of the video that I was a little nervous about my peppers because it can stunt the growth of the peppers. Now, I'm telling you what I'm doing, an experiment. You do what you're comfortable with. But this just goes to show me that, hey, it's A-okay, because it was out here since like March the 10th. It's been in my tunnel. I have not covered it. I have not done anything except it's just getting water like everything else in that bed. And I have a pepper growing. So that tells me that if I wanted to, I could plant peppers out here in my hot tunnel even earlier than what I'm doing. And so we may try that next year. Now, one of the things is that as a gardener, whether you're new, seasoned, veteran, or whatever, you're always going to read information that tells you, hey, do this. This is what's ideal. This is what's preferred. You're going to turn to my channel and I'm going to tell you what's ideal and what's preferred. But I always say you are the owner of your garden. You need to do what is comfortable for you. And I encourage you to push the limit sometime. Do something that they said you can't do so that you know for yourself that that's not a good idea. So that you know for yourself, hey, that doesn't work as well when I do it that way. And that's what I do. Again, I do it on a very small scale. So I did not go out and buy a flat of jalapeno peppers and put them all in my garden on March the 10th. I bought one, right? And I think that one probably cost me $2 or $3. And I put one right there, and that's all I did, just as an experiment. So when I do an experiment or when I'm testing something, I do it on a very small scale. I don't spend a lot of money. I don't spend a lot of time. I don't spend a lot of energy, but I want to know for myself. And I've been doing that over the last 5 years when I've been gardening, and I have arrived at, hey, there's some things that the books say that I do the opposite, and it works out just fine for me. Like they will tell you, and I heard when I first started gardening, do not start your squash seeds and cucumbers and zucchini ahead of time. They don't like to be transplanted. Direct sow. Well, I did that the first year. And then the second year, I'm like, I just want to see what's going to happen. And nothing happened. And so I've been doing it that way every single year. And I did not see a difference. Just like if you saw my video that I did in Houston on last week, I was at that nursery and we saw green beans and cowpeas started. Now, again, I've never seen that because everybody tells you to direct sow those things. But you best believe your girl is going to be starting some green bean seeds this week because I want to know for myself. Now, I don't come out here and say, hey, do it this way, and I haven't done it. I'm never going to do that. I will always tell you again through my journey what I'm doing, what I'm experimenting with, and what my results are. And then you can take the parts that you like keep it, and the parts that you don't like, you can throw that all away. But I encourage you, don't be timid in your own garden. What is the worst that can happen? Again, start with something small. If you want to test something, start and test it on a small scale and see what happens, so that you know for yourself, before just taking what everybody else says from a book, from a YouTuber, from me, or from anybody else that you watch. Okay, so that's a little garden tip. So now let me show you how the stuff in the in-ground side is doing. Okay, y'all, this is the tomato side. The tomatoes are looking very good. As you can see here, they have definitely grown. And again, I think that is a testament to the drip irrigation. They've been watered and all of that. But the tomato side is looking very, very good. So I am pleased with that. We have a couple of open spots of some transplants that didn't make it. I'll come back and fill those in. Like, there's a spot there. There's, I don't know, 3 or 4 on the tomato side, but overall, they're looking good. Now, on the pepper side, not so great. I have quite a few spaces that are open. So again, I don't know if the transplant, those were a little bit smaller than the tomatoes. So I don't know if they just didn't make it, something ate them or whatever. But the ones that were able to stick around are looking pretty good. But I have way more open spots that I'll need to come back and replant for sure in the pepper row. And I had somebody else plant these for me, and I came behind them and had them do it again, and they still, so you know what that means. I'm just gonna do it myself. I'm just gonna do it myself, because there's quite a bit that did not survive. But back here, much better. They're just smaller. And peppers take much longer to grow than tomatoes. They think about it, they wait, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, let's join the party. So overall, things are looking good out here. No issues whatsoever. So now let's go to the outside garden along the perimeter where we do have stuff planted. Our potatoes and onions. Let's go check on those, and then let's talk about the upcoming giveaway. So things outside are looking good. We'll start at this first bed. Here's where I have some onions planted. I have 3 rows of onions in this elevated raised bed. They seem to be growing nicely. It's almost time for them to probably start bulbing up soon, so I will fertilize them. In this bed are potatoes. You can see that those potatoes popped up no problem, all on both sides of the bed, 2 rows, and I pretty much have a potato plant popping up in every space where I planted. So that's very good. And then also in the next bed right beside it, I have potatoes again. And then right here, I have another bed of onions that you can see here. Those are yellow candy onions. They're doing good. There's 3 rows of them. You can see they've gotten tall. And then in this very last bed, I have onions as well. You can see I have another 3 rows of onions there. Okay, guys, so one of the things that I'm excited to announce is that I'm doing another giveaway. And so I've partnered with Vego Garden, and we are doing a Mother's Day giveaway, and we're going to be giving away an elevated raised garden bed, which is what you see here. So I have 2, I actually have 3 of these. You've only seen one of them because one of them is yet to be planted. We're going to plant that up. And then also I have another one that you have not seen because we have not built it yet. But I absolutely love this bed. This is by far my favorite Vego Garden product so far. So as you can see, I have plenty of Vego Garden beds all the way down, all different shapes, sizes, and configurations. But this by far is my favorite because it is elevated. So it is 32 inches, 32 inches high, so it's waist level, so there is no absolute bending at all to plant this bed. So it is perfect if you have arthritis, or if you have joint pain, if you're older, or if you just have a hard time getting down on your hands and knees. This is a perfect bed. And so the one that we're giving away is a 2x8, which is this size right here. You can plant a ton of stuff. You can see I have 3 rows of onions in this bed. Last year, what did I do in this bed? I don't remember what I did in this bed. I think I did peppers in this bed. peppers and green beans and things like that. So it can do a lot of stuff. I also like, because even though it's 32 inches high, the depth of the part that you have to fill up with soil is only 17 inches. So there is a shelf at the bottom, which comes in handy. You can put your tools, your soil, your compost, and all of that stuff down there, or your trays of stuff that you're going to plant. So that comes in handy, but you don't have to fill it up with 32 inches of soil, which can be quite costly. Ask me how I know, because the one that I have in the corner down here is the round one. It is 32 inches high, and I had to fill that up with soil. But this one, you don't have to do that. It's only 17 inches in depth. So we are going to be giving one of these away. I gave one of these away last year. I don't remember who won it, but I want to say I gave away 2 of these last year. You get a chance to pick your color, and the configuration, like I said, is a 2x8. So here are the rules for the giveaway. The giveaway starts today on April the 27th, and is going to go all the way until May 2nd, whatever that Sunday is. I will announce the winner on next Monday. So whatever a week from today is, that's when I will announce the winner. So here's what you have to do. So it is a Mother's Day giveaway. So I want to give it away to someone who is a mother. Now, every time, there's always some special rules. So again, last time I gave away a GREENSTALK, I want to say I gave it to somebody who didn't have one. When I gave away this bed before, you did not have to be a mother. It was just come one, come all. But for this particular giveaway, I would prefer if we give it away to a mother. Obviously, I cannot check that, so we're going to use the honor system. But what you have to do is 3 things. 1, subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet. And then also subscribe to Vego Garden on YouTube. That's number 1. Number 2, subscribe to me on Instagram, which is livingfoods_farm, livingfoods_farm. And then also subscribe to Vego Garden on Instagram. Okay? Those are the rules of the giveaway. And then the third thing that you have to do is comment on this video down below and tell me what you would plant in this Vego garden bed if you receive it. So the comment needs to be on this video and this video only. I'm only going to come to one place, which is this video, to read the comments, and then we will check the Instagram and the YouTube. Now for this particular one, you do have to be on Instagram, okay? Now for the other ones, you did not have to be on Instagram. So again, every giveaway is different, and hopefully, you know, I'm trying to meet everybody where they are. So for the last 3 or 4 giveaways, I have said you do not have to be on Instagram, but for this particular one, you do have to be on Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, then this one, you're going to have to sit this one out. Okay. So giving away one of these completely free. So I'll go through it again. The giveaway dates are today until next Sunday. I will announce the winner a week from today, which is Monday. I want to say it's May 4th. I think that's the date. And then there's 3 things you need to do. Subscribe to me and Vego Garden on Instagram. Subscribe to me and Vego Garden on YouTube. And then on this video, put down your comment of what you would use the bed for. So I wish you guys all well. It is a absolute great bed. It is pricey. So this is a great giveaway. I want to say this bed runs anywhere from $350 to $450. So it's definitely not inexpensive. But when I tell you it's worth the investment, it is worth the investment. It is absolutely worth the investment. If you have not used a metal raised bed before, Vego Garden makes a superior product. This is ready to last, I think, up to 20 years. So it's going to be far superior than planting in a wooden raised bed. Now, for those of you that don't win the giveaway and you want to shop the Mother's Day sale, they have a sale going on right now, and there's up to 40% off on certain products. Okay, so you can go to the website. I do have a code for you. I will put it down here below. It'll also be in the description box where you can get 5% off of your order using my code on top of the Mother's Day sale. Okay, so definitely go and shop the Mother's Day sale. Get it for the special someone in your life that is a mother, a sister, a friend, a neighbor, or put yourself on the list. Get it for yourself, or put it on your list for somebody to buy it for you. Okay, I hope that all the mothers out there have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day when it comes in a couple of weeks. But I'm excited. Again, I love giving away stuff to you guys in this community, and I think this is the 4th or the 5th thing that we've given away. Literally, I think in the last 6 to 9 months. So that's good. So let's just keep it coming. Because you guys continue to show up and because you guys continue to support my channel and the channel keeps growing, I get opportunities like this to give things away. And so it makes my heart very, very happy. Okay. So the only thing left to do is for us to plant my other elevated raised bed. Let's take you down here and let me show you that one, which is a smaller size. It's a 2x6. Okay, so this one is a 2x6, so it's 2 feet shorter. And so the configurations, they come in a 2x6, a 2x8, and a 2x10. So you can get whatever size that you need. Now for the giveaway, we're giving away a 2x8. I kind of chose the size in the middle. So make sure that you have space for that in your garden. But if you need something smaller, there is a 2x6. I also have a 2x10 that you guys have not seen yet. That'll be in an upcoming video. It'll probably be, I don't know, whenever my husband can put it together. So that might be in the next few weeks or so. But it's a little bit different. That's all I'm going to say. So when you see it, you're going to want to see it. Trust and believe, you're going to want to see it. It is actually a 2x10. So it is super, super big. And I cannot wait to use that one. But this 2x6, we're going to plant this up with flowers and herbs. I'm just going to let this kind of be like a flower and a herb bed. And I'm going to try using a very intensive planting method when planting this up and just fill it up with a lot of stuff. And so it'll be a great space to come out and grab herbs. It'll be a great space for pollinators to hang out, all of the things. Hey guys, it's the next morning because I ran out of daylight. So I had to come back out here in the morning to plant. And y'all, it is absolutely beautiful and amazing. It's a great time period to garden. I wish I actually had more time. I don't have a lot of time this morning to get this done. But it's like 65 degrees. The wind is blowing. Y'all, it's so nice. So very nice. So we got our gloves. I love these. These are by a company called Women's Work. And it's like, it kind of goes up your arm a little bit. This is actually a gift from GREENSTALK. But let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. And I didn't bring enough plants out here. I bought like 3 trays of plants, but, well, I had my son help me load my car, and I didn't load enough of the right plants. But let's go ahead and do what we can do. So I ordered some transplants from Territorial Seed. One is lemon verbena, which I've never grown before, so I'm excited to try that. It looks great. And then I also ordered anise hyssop. I've never grown that before at all. And so this is a blue anise hyssop. So I'm excited to try that. I also ordered like a Megatron pepper. I wanted to try theirs to see if it's bigger than the Craig's Grande. It's a jalapeno pepper. I have some orange thyme that we started from seed. It's looking beautiful. I have some lavender. I have some regular thyme. And then I also have some marigolds that we did from seed as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started and place some stuff in this bed. And I think I'll definitely have more space to put more stuff in here. But let's go ahead and get this in here first, and we'll see what we're working with. It felt so good to be back home in my garden and my hands in soil. Now, I like to garden most days. Out of the 365 days, I probably like to garden 360. There's some days where I'm like, I just don't feel like going out there, but that's few and far between. But I love to garden when the weather is just perfect. And this is perfect gardening weather on this morning that I'm doing this. It is, I said it was 65. When I went back in the house, later on, it was like 70 degrees, but it was like a gentle breeze. The sun was out, but it wasn't intense. It wasn't overbearing. It was just so pleasant. It's a nice, beautiful spring morning. You can get out here and not get too hot. It's not too cold. Like, it is absolutely perfect weather. And so I just enjoyed myself, and I really wish I had more time because I could really just spend the whole day out here today because of this weather. But duty calls, and I had to go into town for a couple of meetings and stuff like that, and also to drop off a plant order. So I didn't have all day like I wanted to, but I did have the morning, and I relished the time that I did have. This bed, like I said, is a 2x6, and you'll see at the end how many plants we end up getting in here. We get almost 20 plants in this bed, and we still have room for more. So I cannot stress enough that, again, when you're planting in raised beds, you can get a lot of plants in one raised bed. So just think if you won the 2x8 bed, it's 2 feet more. You can even get way more plants. But you'll see at the end that we get tons of plants in here. And I'm really excited about what's going to come this summer from this bed. Okay, I went up to the house to get more plants to fill in the bed. And like I mentioned, I'm going to plant this a little bit more intensively. Intensive planting is basically when you plant, pretty much is what it says, that you plant intensively with very little space. And the purpose or the concept is that you'll have less weeds because the soil is covered. But then also, as you're planting different things, it helps to repel the pests and things like that. So I don't typically, but I did a couple of beds this way. And I liked it in terms of the results, in terms of the weed pressure and pest pressure and all that. Now me, I just like for things to be nice and neat. And so I like to see not a lot of space, but I like to see like just some openness in my beds instead of everything like growing together like a forest. But it is a method of planting that you can do that can work well for you. So I'm going to get the rest of this stuff planted. I have some red basil. I have a spicy pepper. I have some chamomile. I have some calendula. I have some gomphrena. I have some bachelor buttons. And so this bed is going to be like a mix of different things. What I've already planted, what I've already planted, I kind of went through that as well. So I'm going to finish up and then we'll water everything in and then we should be done. Okay, guys, we got it all planted. I have 19 plants in this bed. And you can see, again, they're going to grow, so I left some space. But if I wanted to, I could still probably put in another, I would say at least 3 to 4 plants, maybe even 5, depending on what size the plants get, and then also how much space you want to leave. But as they grow, of course, this is going to fill in. So let me just kind of walk you through what we planted. I have 3 marigolds here, lavender, red basil. I have thyme here. And then in the second row, I have the anise hyssop, bachelor buttons, 2 chamomile, 1, what is this? Lemon verbena here. And this is salmon gomphrena. And then on this front row, I have a Megatron jalapeno, 2 spicy peppers, ají cachachua. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Then I have calendula, and then I have a cinnamon basil here, and then a calendula here, and an orange thyme here. So 19 plants in this bed. It is a mix of herbs, flowers, and vegetables because, again, I try to do companion planting. So this should grow nicely. It was easy to plant, no bending. The only bending I had to do was to get my tray from underneath and bring the plants up. That was it. I've watered it in, and this is perfect timing because it's supposed to rain for the next 2 days, and so it'll get plenty of rainwater, and I guarantee you this bed will flourish. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that you guys will enter the giveaway. If you came in late, or if you're just tuning in and you skipped to the end because you thought that's where it is, go back and listen to the rules of the giveaway. And I did those rules right before I started planting this bed. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. As I got back from out of town, we were able to do a garden tour. We were able to plant some things, and we were able to kind of just see how things were going. And so I appreciate you guys joining me on today's video. Remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And remember, y'all, this is all a journey, but let's do it together. I'll see you next time, friend.